Words, DA, right from a guy that leads like he does. Terrific story. Thank you, David. A look at the Magic start. Then there's Malcolm Brogdon, and it's Halliburton in at the point. I always think about the first-year players, Clark, when it's...
But now you get into the season, the games are coming, new places, new teams, scouting reports, all of that. It can be...
1 minute played. Brogdon the pass to Turner. No good there. And Orlando will come.
The only way I roll, neither of these teams are world beaters. I mean, but you've got to start somewhere. A win tonight would be a step in the right direction.
Now, here's Brogdon. Passes it to Halliburton. Outside, Taylor. Brogdon outside. 5 to shoot. There's the triple. Rebound by the Magic. So first quarter just over a minute and a half in. Despite being a first-team All-American in college, Malcolm Brogdon, Clark, was a second-round pick in 2016.
Yeah, NBA teams found out quickly that they had slept on this guy. He won Rookie of the Year, the first winner drafted in the second round since 1965, Kevin. And his numbers have only gone up. Malcolm's become one of the game's more reliable guards, and his leadership is platinum level.
To the middle. Will it go? Shot by Taylor, no good.
Well, he's much better than that. Really no excuse for missing that lay-in.
Taylor against James. Sinks that one from the post. James has got 10.
How about he has yet to miss 4-4 to start?
Yeah, he's setting himself up to be their go-to guy today.
And again, it's Orlando converting.
Timeout. You got to be in awe of what he's doing this quarter, actually destroying the opponent.
So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game.
Yeah, things not going their way, and he wants to just try to talk this one over.
And you know what, guys? If for nothing else, just to slow things down a little bit, change it up somewhat.
And Indiana making a change here. Smith has checked in. And a switcher also for Orlando. Wendell Carter, he's checked in for Drummond. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throws.
Halliburton hits them both. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. James with it. Brogdon picks him up. He is no good there from James. Pacers trail by 10. Brogdon kicks to Smith. And the Pacers can't get it to go.
2 minutes remaining in the first. 2 minutes.
James looking around. Halliburton with the steal. It's Brogdon on the wing. 1:46 left to play in the first. The dish to Warren. 6 on the shot clock. Over Carter. And the shot by Warren, no good. And the Magic with possession. They've got a 12-2 run in progress.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Tell you what, forget about easing into the game. They came out with guns blazing.
Now, here's Brogdon. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. High, arcing shot, and it's Halliburton missing. Magic leading by 12. From deep, James, count that one as his 7th make in 8 attempts. A scorching 88%.
Guys, I tell you what, feels like everything is coming easy to him. Just taking what he sees and capitalizing.
Now, here is Smith. There's the pass to Brogdon. Now the feed to Turner. Halliburton kicks to Brogdon. And the rejection by James. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by James. His shot was hindered by that momentous mobile 1 block.
And right out of the gate, trying to set the tone defensively, you gotta love that energy.
Catching up on the changes for Orlando. Colin Sexton, he's checked in for Suggs. And Tyus Jones subbed in for Cole Anthony.
Yeah, coach's pet peeve there. No looks.
And to battle back, they've got to shore up the defense. I mean, there's no other way to come back from a deficit unless you play good defense.
Outside Warren. And the last second attempt does not go in for him.
Good, strong defensive awareness on display that time from Carter Jr. He's not afraid to mix it up and get scrappy defensively.
Well, some great players at the small forward position.
I'm looking forward to it, like I say all the time.
Well, we know Greg had a breakthrough for his 6th season, but Warren missed almost all of year 7 to injury.
Yeah, and he's confident he can come back strong. Remember, this is a guy who scored 53 points in a game, so his talent level obvious.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. Guys, we've seen the Magic really take control here.
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
They've got them rattled. It's only the first quarter, and already they've made enough big plays on defense to last really an entire game.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. And so in the game for the Magic, MP is out there with Wilkins. Then there's Jonathan Isaac. Then it's Jones. And it's Sexton in at the 2 spot. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, MP in the last matchup against the Cavaliers lit up the floor. He scored 40 points, and his rebounding and defense were certainly both factors. He brought a ton of energy out there. When you look at the stat sheet, he was mind-blowing. It's hard to imagine he can follow it up tonight with that same level of production. Kevin, we'll see.
Thank you, David. You're right. He was a one-man wrecking crew in that one.
Yeah, he was not going to let them lose that game. We'll see if he comes in with that same attitude tonight.
Yeah, you know, every night's different. They may try to double him, might force him to adjust, or force him to make plays with the pass instead. We'll see.
And now the first timeout called here for the Magic.
In for the Magic.
Here's Suggs. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. From deep, James gets the three-pointer to fall.
And let's see, guys, if that triggers another little explosion from him after hitting 3 triples in that first quarter.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Turner dishes to Warren. And there's the drive. No dice from 9 feet out.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant. Boy, he's playing out of his head, nailing everything. And the defense is scrambling to try to stop him right now, and so far, no go.
Now, here is Smith. Some nice passing here by Indiana, and it's slammed in by Turner.
This is the kind of unselfishness we love seeing from Brogdon, making sure he gets it to the open man.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And here's James outside. Hits it from three-point range. James has got 33.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
Well, I think they're getting caught in that in-between zone, no man's land, giving up 3 straight from beyond the arc right now.
Now, here's Brogdon. Last game with 30 points. 4 on the clock. No good off the back of the rim.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
And so... And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. It's been a clinic out there by James.
Yeah, he's just been raining down on them from deep here. You talk about dialed in.
Well, you know, the stroke looks fantastic. Even when he's had a hand in his face, it hasn't affected him at all.
We've got T.J. Warren. Turner is out there with Taylor. Then there's Malcolm Brogdon, and it's Halliburton in at the 1 spot. So that's who Rick Carlisle starts the second half with.
I mean, he is tearing the defense apart, and let's face it,
Characteristic.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Good evening, Kevin. Malcolm Brogdon has become a Pacers stalwart. He said, I fit the identity of this team as an underdog that overperforms and proves people wrong. I've been asked to be the leader of this team. I lead with my voice and by example. I'll be fearless on the court so that my teammates can follow. Kevin?
I love what he's about, David. Thank you. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Boy, excellent possession from this team that time. When you set up Drummond down low, I mean, you're going to get trips to the line.
For Orlando, Andre Drummond.
And he ends up missing both free throws.
If you look at the leaders in rebounding, it's almost a sure thing that Drummond's name is going to be near the top of that list. That's the kind of impact on the boards he's made over his career.
Shots good by Turner.
You know, after starting 0 for 3 this half, they finally get one down.
And it's Anthony with the ball for the Orlando Magic. Here's James driving to the basket. And James throws it down hard.
wow, we are going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Greg. That was special. That was really special.
The circus dunk for you right there, guys.
Magic leading by 21. And Greg, when it comes to players who've led the league in rebounding, very few have done it as many times as Drummond.
And of the guys that have done it more than twice, like Andre, I've got some good news for him. Every one of them is either in the Hall of Fame or soon will be.
And those are the kinds of plays that are just killing them right now.
Priority and goal number one has to be tightening up the defense. They can't afford to give him open looks.
And a chance there to look back at the stunning mobile one block a moment ago.
And big defensive plays like that will help them stay in control of this one.
And here's James outside. Buries it from three-point range. James has got 42 in the game.
This guy is simply having a great game from outside.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
To the inside. Shot to stop the run. And Turner with the lay-in. Turner's got 9.
Boy, he's really been dominant in this one. Unfortunately, he hasn't had much help.
From deep, James. The rebound by Brogdon. For Indiana, they've gone 2 of 7 from the field in the third. That leaves room for improvement.
Being opportunistic there, getting out on the break and then finding a way to capitalize.
And here's James outside. Good on the triple. James has got 12 points in just the second half.
Once again, he's able to knock down the long-range jumper. He's on automatic. Just a brilliant game.
Timeout called the Pacers. It's one of the
Pacers.
things most fans don't notice, but Malcolm Brogdon, Greg, is one of the best free throw shooters ever.
How about had a year where he shot 93% from the line to lead the NBA in his career? Just about a 90% shooter. That's a huge advantage for a point guard like Brogdon, a guy who handles the ball late in close games.
The Magic making a switch here. Wendell Carter, he's checked in for Andre Drummond. Isaac comes in for Wagner. Sexton, he's checked in for Suggs. And Jones subbed in for Anthony. And the rejection by James.
And he just hasn't been able to make anything this quarter.
Here he goes. Look at that.
Oh, my goodness. Watch out. Oh, he's putting on a show for these fans.
I can't believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game.
Well, when you know it, you got to show it.
Now, here's Taylor. He's got 5. Back to Jackson. Here's the teardrop. Taylor's shot, good. Taylor's got his 3rd basket of the night.
He knew what he wanted to do all along. The teardrop.
James has a 2-pointer. Orlando gets it back. Just 5 on the clock. Goes back up. The Magic getting another chance here. And then Carter with the dunk.
A terrific offensive rebounder. Carter Jr. excels at using that big body of his to take advantage on the board.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Here's Duarte. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
That's his first.
It's going to be on Wendell Carter.
First team.
For Indy.
Magic
Making some changes. Turner's checked in for Taylor.
At the line.
And it's Jackson in for Halliburton. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group.
One shot.
James checked in for Carter. Okeke comes in for Isaac. Hampton's checked in for Colin Sexton. And it's Fulton for Jones.
Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second, despite being down.
That's exactly when you need to be aggressive. You know that. I mean, another good job, though, of drawing contact and getting to the free throw line.
On the court for Orlando, we've got Markelle Fultz. MP is out there with Wilcox. Then there's Hampton. And it's Okeke in at the 3. Smith the pass to Jackson. Indiana moving the ball around. Pass to Duarte. To the wing on the left. Brissett on the foul on Isaiah Jackson. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul. Second team
and
foul.
So James will bring it up for Orlando.
Substitution for your Pacers. Goga Batadze. Buddy
Around
Hield.
3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter.
T.J. McConnell.
Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Terry outside. Fultz against McConnell. Back to Terry. A second chance effort. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So for Orlando. Amazing how many players we're seeing come into the NBA, Clark, from all over the world right now.
Well,
Markelle Fultz.
For a young player, I like the way Fultz sees the floor. He knows and feels when a guy is open.
Indiana's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Pass to Hield. Here's Brissett. And he banks in the lane.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Magic.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year.
And tonight, they took the time needed, made the plays they had to, and that's why they're going up 1-0 in their 3-game season series against Indiana. A fantastic show. And
Are you kidding me?
And credit the whole team. It was a focused, concerted effort to put this one away.
Yeah, what a time to put the hammer down. Any hope of a comeback? Diminished.
Inside. The shot's good from Batadze.
That's serving it up on the platter there. What a nice pass. A high percentage look was the result.
From deep, James, and again.
And this game has his name written all over it.
Greg, he's been phenomenal. An offensive onslaught. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Shot by Hield, nobody around. Misses the chippy right there.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Well, I hear you. That's a good look, but when you're that wide open, I think you got to knock it down.
James wide open. The offensive rebound. And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you next time.
Great job on the defensive end tonight, MP. Have you been working on staying down?
Yeah, I've been working really hard on that in practice. You all see the games. You know I...
Wow, man, player of the month. Well deserved, MP. How does it...
You know, the award is nice, but you want to know what really makes me happy? Knowing... All right, no more questions? Thank you.
Big coon like Oski. Course side, we ain't sitting in the nosebleed. Chill vibes, probably coon with a. No sitting so down on. Won't stop till I flat out the road for the homies. Yeah, that be coon like Oski. Course side. This getting lit.